Alrighty, look at this gloopy glop of stewed prune deliciousness. We transformed this into this, and it's super easy. And it's all right ahead. We just went and got our weekly allotment of prunes.
Your weekly allotment.
Yeah, I eat a lot of prunes. In fact, I have the colon of a 14-year-old boy. I mean, he's not the healthiest kid in the neighborhood, but he's active. He's active in some departments. The way I like to eat prunes is right out of the bag. You know, just like you think you would eat them. You can put them in oatmeal, you can put them in cereal, you can put them on all kinds of things. But if you stew them, if you stew your prunes, it just makes them more exciting. It makes them more fun. If you don't have friends, just start to stew prunes, and all of a sudden you'll have friends. Are you single? You will have a husband or a wife. That's the magic of prunes.
What?
Camera girl, she didn't respect me. She didn't think I was funny. She didn't think I was interesting. She didn't think I was successful. And then when she found out how many prunes I ate, she thought, you know what? This guy eats a lot of prunes. If you're over 50 years old, prunes are your friend. Everything's getting faster. Traffic on the interstate's getting faster. Space travel, everything is speeding up except for your colon. So you need to grease the tracks.
Oh, old people talk.
There's the highway, and then there's the expressway. And you want to make sure as you head towards your twilight years that you're on the expressway, because you want things to move. I've got a partial bag, and I've got a whole bag. So let's come on over here. I'm going to turn my stove up way up high. That's another thing. You know, as you get older, you're going to need prunes, and you're also going to need young people in your life to show you how technology works. I'm leaning over the stove trying to figure out how to work it.
Well, I think that's a personal problem. I don't think it's just because of your age, sir.
But I'm going to put my thing on high to start.
Your thing, your burner?
Let's see if we can get a little light on this situation here. Look at that. Ding! I'm mastering the technology. So I'll put some prunes in my pot, and I'm going to stew a little over a pound of prunes. But you could stew, it doesn't matter how many you stew. Just put them in a little pot, and then fill the pot up with water. You want to get just enough water to come to the tippity top of your prunes. I just leaned on the stove and it turned off.
Yeah, magic. Do you need me to help you?
I'm telling you, this is silly. This wouldn't happen with a stove 10 years ago.
Power, choose your burner, choose your... There you go.
That's right. Well, I already did this move. And then I accidentally leaned against the stove and it went off.
Accidentally, the magic on-off button.
I'm just telling you, that's terrible. But anyway, I'm going to cover up my prunes and I'm going to bring them to a boil.
Sort of a big burner for that.
You know, there's probably a way to make that a small burner, but I don't know how to do it. Zone size? What are you talking about?
There you go.
Is that going to work? Alrighty, well, you know, whatever. It's all heat. So now we'll just wait for our prunes to boil. Well, while we wait for our prunes to come to a bubble, you can go ahead and hit that thumbs up and maybe write something nice in the comments. Maybe like, hey, nice t-shirt, Buck, or...
I eat prunes too. Beep, 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 beep.
Bubbling away like a little piece of heaven.
I think you and I have different ideas of heaven.
That's because you're younger than me. In a few years, this will look just like paradise to you too. But now I'm going to go ahead and reduce my heat somehow with my finger so that it's down to a simmer. And then I'm just going to let my prunes simmer away for about a half hour. Beep, 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 beep. So it has been a half hour. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my stove off. Boop. On purpose this time. And as you can see, it has turned into a glippy, gloppy, gloopy mess. And I stirred this a few times over the last half hour. That's all there is to stewing prunes. You take some dried prunes and you put them in a pot and you stew them for about a half hour. And then you can use them for all kinds of sweet, delicious, healthy applications. You know, I throw it on oatmeal, cereal, mix it in all kinds of things. Even ice cream. My newest favorite thing to do with it is take it and mix it with kefir. Camera girl is not a fan of this kefir, but you know, I eat prunes because prunes help my belly. And this kefir, I think, really helps my belly too. You know, I'm trying to be belly friendly, but if I take kefir and I mix stewed prunes up in it, it's like a dessert. I won't say it's as good as ice cream, but it is really good. Whenever I have ice cream and I think it's delicious and, you know, afterwards I don't feel too great, and then I will have kefir with prunes and I'll say, you know, why didn't I just have that?
Whatever.
It's so good. It just doesn't have the same cachet. It doesn't have the same mental, can't beat ice cream. But the thing, ice cream is not your friend, but stewed prunes and kefir are your friend. That's right. Ice cream is like Eddie Haskell. You know, he's your friend, but you're just going to get in trouble. Holy cow, am I dating myself? Fully up. I bet a lot of people who watch my videos know who Eddie Haskell is.
Why not Bart Simpson?
Bart Simpson, you're still dating yourself. That's last century. What is the 21st century? Is this the 21st century? Yes. I don't even know what century it is. Who's the 21st century bad kid?
Dennis the Menace. He was a menace.
Stewed prunes. I love them. All you got to do is put them in some water and boil them and stew them, and there you have it. But you can also add some other flavors to it if you want to get fancy pants. And I am going to attach my old video to this video because it's super short. And that will start now. Alrighty, Chef Buck here, and today we're going to fool around with some prunes, you know, responsibly. Because you got to be responsible with prunes, otherwise they can bring a lot of unneeded excitement to your life. You know, people don't like to think about prunes. They have a negative connotation they associate it with old people, and maybe you should, because when I was young, I didn't have a basement full of prunes, but I got a basement full of prunes now. And I like to eat them just like this, boom, right out of the bag or box or whatever. They're a great snack, but I like to stew them up too, because that's a great flavor. This is the navel orange, looks inappropriate. Turn it around. I'm going to stew my prunes up with this orange zest and orange juice. Not all of this zest, but I zested the whole thing because I don't want to waste this zest. I'm going to go ahead and mince up about a tablespoon, and then the rest of it, you know, I'll just save to use in some other recipe because that's thrifty, right? But I will use all of the juice. I'm going to just squeeze it out with my massive, masculine, uber strong hands. See how I handily crush and destroy this orange. This orange is helpless in the face of my awesome power. And then I devour it. I devour it like a lion, like I'm the king of the kitchen. There you go. Look at that. Orange guts. Kick that orange's ass. What? Okay, but ginger, I don't have a problem with ginger. You know, I respect it. Just gonna mince it up. Go about my business. In a small saucepan, take 2 cups of prunes. I counted them out. It's 54 prunes. Depending on your prunes, it might be 53, it might be 55 or 56, but 2 cups. Throw your orange juice in there. Top it off with water, not a lot of water, just enough to cover up your prunes. Then we're going to throw in our little bit of ginger, a little bit of orange zest. Stir that around, throw a lid on there, medium heat, boom, bring it up to a bubble. Then reduce it down to a low simmer. And then we're going to let it simmer away for about 25-30 minutes. You know, that's going to absorb that liquid. They're going to plump up. It's going to get thick. It's going to get stewy, right? Let it cool down. You can eat them just like this here. You can stir them in with some yogurt, throw them on some oatmeal, any kind of cereal. Eat them responsibly, because too many and they can turn your life into a literal shitstorm. But when you buy prunes, make sure you get pitted prunes, because they're just easier. But don't rely on this, pitted prunes, because there will always be one of these down here. What is this here?
Disclaimers.
Yeah, disclaimer. That's the fine print. Because there will occasionally be a pit in here. And that is your dentist's best friend. Because you might win the lottery of a cracked tooth. Hey, if you're enjoying watching this prune video or any of our videos, why don't you go ahead and leave us a thumbs up and a nice comment down below. It really helps us out and we appreciate it. Thanks. Ding!